I'm so glad that The Economist made a photo series about this issue because I think that most people don't understand that before becoming an assistant professor. Now, let's say like you've gotten a PhD, you've gotten a master's degree, you've done all of the requirements to become a professor. Before you can get a tenure track job or an assistant professor, you have to become what's called an adjunct. If you're like this man, Henry, who doesn't come from family money or doesn't have family money supporting his educational interests, then when you complete all of these years of training and you get your first job offer and it's only for £14,500 for the whole year, which is very normal for an adjunct, you realize, oh, this actually isn't a livable life path unless you want to just stay in poverty. We're facing such a crisis in this country because universities don't invest in young educators. Ron reports that some adjunct faculty are paid as little as $1,000 per course. Think about everything that goes into teaching a course. Coming up with a lesson plan, it's literally a Monday through Friday job. You have to grade every student's papers, you have to have office hours, you have to plan a semester's worth of material, you teach the lessons, you have class hours, and the amount of time that you spend grading papers and working with students, this is a full-time thing. And for all of that effort, you're being paid $1,000 for 4 months of work? Maybe 6 months, depending on how long your semester systems are? How are humans supposed to live on that? Inside Higher Ed is reporting that nearly a third of the 3,000 adjuncts surveyed for the report earn less than $25,000 for the year. I personally know many adjuncts and many earn that or much less. This puts you below the federal poverty guidelines. Many of these adjunct professors who are doing this full time, educating the next generation of every field, are having to subsist on public assistance because they simply don't earn enough to pay rent and food and car expenses and all the things that you need to literally survive. What kind of country are we living in where this is the norm? This is not the exception. If you do even a tiny bit of research, there's a million articles about this. University budgets are not championing their young educators. And so inevitably, the people that get to take these positions are supported by a spouse, are supported by family money, they have a trust fund, they have savings. What kind of world are we going to be living in when the only people that can afford to become a higher education instructor are people that are already rich? This happens across so many different industries, but in education, it's pretty obvious where the problems would start to come in. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on this.